Yo guys, it's me Matrix here, coach of the Welsh Wailords, and today I'm going to bring you a different type of draft league video. So, in a few of my leagues, I've ended up having some mismatches due to scheduling issues with some other players. Um, we just haven't been able to align our schedules, and so I managed to prep for the games, but I never actually got to play them. So, what I'm going to do today is play against my brother, the Grappling Garchomps. You might have seen him in seen me play him in a few other of my draft league videos. And he's basically going to be playing the opponent's team just as a bit of a what if scenario, just so that I can show off some of my tech from my teams and stuff. It's only a little bit of fun, so I just connected up to him now. So he's not in the room with me or anything, so won't be able to hear him or whatever. But yeah, so here we've connected up. Just waiting for him to select the rules. He knows that we'll be doing the Standard Series 7. And it'll be interesting, that's for sure. Like, I'm not expecting, like, great stuff. I think today I've got 2 of these videos to do. The first one of which I'm going to do for my VDL missed match, which is this team over here, if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's my weakness policy Mashana team. So we'll get this battle going. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I see it. So the idea with this team, when I was supposed to be going against Mega Umbreon from the United Umbreons, is that I was bringing this really weird set. I'm not going to lie, it is a bit peculiar. Like, I expected Landorus to be coming, so I thought Magneton looks really good for the Clefairy and Suicune and stuff. I mean, when you look at Mega's team, it's quite a bulky-ish team, so we're trying to do as much damage as we can. So my lead was always going to be like Magnemite and Magneton and Dragonite, because I suspect like the most likely lead for the opponent to run is possibly Landorus with the Clefairy, start setting up, and then kind of like sweep from that point. Or just to redirect. So I was going to bring the Magneton and the Dragonite up front. I bring the Weavile in the back just in case, and honestly, either Mashana or Mashana would probably stay in the back because I don't want to reveal anything on it, and I'll bring Shiftry just in case. Yeah, okay. So good luck, have fun to my little brother. Yeah. I expect he'll go on like this similar Landorus Clefairy lead. Yeah. Like, it makes the most sense. It does a lot of damage and a lot of work to me. So here we go. Landorus is Intimidate, and this is why I've got the Adrenaline Orb on Magnemite. The reason for this in Magneton is so that I can, and the Inner Focus on the Dragonite. The reason for this is so that Magneton, if ever faced with this lead, I can just Steel Beam the Clefairy before the Dragonite attacks. I could probably, it depends, he might Swords Dance here, I'm not 100% sure, but like, I'm pretty certain like a if he goes for a Swords Dance here, then I KO. I'm pretty sure I KO off a max Hailstorm anyway, even if he maxes. But yeah, okay, so he's going for a max. I think he has an idea of what my team can do from speaking to him a little bit. I'm not sure if he knows if I can one-shot this Clefairy or not. Like, even if it's like near max defense Clefairy. it should be able to KO. Should. And thanks to the Adrenaline Orbit boost, I should move first with the Magneton before the Landorus can get a Quake boost for the Clefairy. So this is roughly what I expect. Now if I've done my counts right, it should work. Okay, so yeah, here's the follow me. Can't really risk a protect there. Magneton Steel Beam. Okay. Yeah, one shot to Clefairy. Nice. And it also removes this Friend Guard from Landorus, which is always helpful. This max what force going to be damaging. Oof. Yeah, that does some damage. Oh, I crit me. He crits. Damn. That's a lot of damage. Oh man, that crit really mattered. The Yachiberry, damn. Good tech, good tech. Oof. Dragonite is not looking good here. But it's okay. He won't be able to do another attack, it's annoying, I think. Suicune comes out. Yeah, I'm faster with Suicune. I'm faster with Suicune and that. Don't think a Steel Beam will KO the Landorus here, but I suppose I got no other choice but to try. We'll KO. Depends on what he wants to do. Okay. So max out the Dragonite. Oh, okay, so I KO, but I KO myself. Okay, so he's with the Ice Beam. Yeah, that makes sense. So I think he could have Tailwind there if he wanted to. I mean, this Dragonite's not going to live much longer anyway. Could bring in Shiftry here. But I think I'm going to bring in Weavile. Ready, because I think he outspeeds pretty much everything else he's got on his team. And I can probably go for an Icy Wind or something, lower the speed down, and the Shiftry can do some damage in the back. Okay, so we Icy Wind here to lower the speed. I'm going to max Airstream. Go for a max Hailstorm. Go for max Hailstorm into the Rotom, just in case he goes for. He can protect if he really wants to here, but I think he's kind of in a position where he needs to try and get some damage on the team. We'll see what he decides to do. He could go for a Tailwind on the Suicune here, and that would put him in a decent position. So, I don't know, he might try and go for the Ice Beam on the thing. I mean, my brother isn't the most experienced player, so he might not target the Dragonite here. Okay, we got the speed roll on both the opponents. Nice, Dragonite does outspeed after that speed out. The Hailstorm clear the Rotom? Yeah, it does. Okay. That's nice. Okay, so he went for a Tailwind here. I think if he'd protected that turn with the Rotom, it might have been a little bit better. But I suppose that's a little bit of an inexperience on my brother's side of things. Maybe he thought that the Hail might just KO the Dragonite. That crit was bad at the start. It put me in a bit of an off position, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm trying to think. Honestly, I probably just best go for like a snarl here. I outspeed. And just go for a dual wind beat to the Suicune at this point. The hail's going to KO me anyway. So, okay. Oh, actually, the Suicune might outspeed me now, even at -1. So it might have been better if I switch. Yeah, it does. Oh, Dragonite missed. It missed Dragonite. It's quite a clutch actually. Oof, this dual wind beat. Oh, there's a crit as well. Damn, this Suicune's bulky. At least I got some damage off on it. Oh, it's one of the Ayaka Berry or something? Oh, Agu, yeah. And then Dragonite dies to Hail here. Expected. And then I think Shiftry should be okay here. If I just Icy Wind the Suicune again. And then Leaf Blade the Suicune, I might be able to pick up the KO, but it's actually a little bit of an issue. This Suicune is so bulky. Kind of wish I got a bit more damage on it. Yeah, that's do nothing. I might have just mitigated the Tailwind there. I think Shiftry outspeeds it now. Yeah. Ah, nice. Shiftry gets the KO. Oh, crit. I wonder if I don't actually know if that mattered. I think it did. I mean, it was a bulky Shiftry. So, okay, GG's to Owen there. But I think that crit bounces out the crit that he got earlier on. So, we'll try this again. I think because this is like an exhibition type match, I'm going to shake up my mode a little bit. Use my other mode. Which is okay. Is he ready? Just waiting on him. I think I'm going to use my Mashana mode this time with the weakness policy. I don't think he expects it. Hopefully it's kind of shaken him away from using the Clefairy up front. Because I mean, I've got a Tramper here. I was never really expecting to use Tramper. I kind of want to bring Levi at the back in case that Landorus comes in. But I'll go Dragonite just in case. As I say, I think he doesn't bring the Landorus, the Clefairy up front this time. He might bring it in the back, he might bring something else, but he knows that my Magneton can just do work against him. And he might not even bring the Landorus if he's worried about that Magneton's adrenaline ult. But yeah, I imagine he would bring Suicune again, because it did decent work against me there. I don't know what he's planning with the Aromatisse. He knows that I use Aromatisse a lot, so he could be trying something out. I mean, he doesn't really have Trick Room on his team. Maybe he was just bringing it in case I was bringing Trick Room. Maybe that's what he's going to do. Okay, so he needs Aromatisse and Salazzle. I almost don't want to attack my Aromatisse. I love it so much. Okay. Overheating, that's the Salazzle. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for what I was intending to do, which, yeah, I'm going to try and KO with a Salazzle. I don't think he's going to do anything. I think this Aromatisse should be fine. Like, if he wants to try and reverse Trick Room, that's perfectly fine. I don't expect him to... He might fake me out, expecting me to Trick Room. Not sure. So we'll max him Mashana, which should catch him by surprise. But is he maxing Aromatisse? I'm trying to do my tech, isn't it? Oh, no, he's not going to go for Sludge Wave. Weakness policy, is he? Oh man, this Aromatisse is faster than my Machine as well. Like, I knew he was going to be bringing the Aromatisse to the match because I helped him with like getting the mons ready. I didn't know the actual sets of them though. I didn't know he was gonna. If he don't be weakness policy. Wow. Wow. Oh, he poisoned his own mon. Oh dear. That KO'd my shift 3 right off the bat. Wow. Okay, didn't expect that. Oh dear. This weakness policy is not good. It is not good at all. This could be an issue. Like, yeah, I can max Mindstorm here and I'll do some damage, but depending what he's put in the back. Oh, I crit, but it's Sash, of course, Wish I brought Stuff Punch now. That did a lot of damage, that Sludge Wave. He must have gone max special attack on it as well. I can't bring Magton in there off that. Oh dear. This Dragonite is going to get absolutely destroyed by this Aromatisse right now. But I've got nothing else I can really do. I can try and protect. God. Max Aromatisse. Signature play of mine, and he's just... Oh. This is painful. What does he even do here, like, with the other mod? I'm not, like, Salazzle doesn't really do a load of damage here to my Mashana, so I'm a bit safe there. I'm just going for knockoff. Okay. Let me figure out why I am here. Oh yeah, he's definitely targeting the Dragonite here. He's maxed out for. Down, man. That does so much. That does so much. Mantle again. Oh, that's a full Aromatisse. Oh dear. Should be able to KO it next turn, but that's going to be doing a lot of damage. I'm going to have to go for Max Mindstorm again and just hope for the best. I think I might be able to switch out here, predicting like a knockoff or something from the Salazzle. I mean, it's not going to go for a Sulphur Wave, but I think Overheat would be a bit wasted on it at this point. So I doubt it does that. But doubt he goes for Overheat here, but Magneton should be able to take off a... Ooh. Okay. I don't know if he realised that my Mashana was weakness policy. That knockoff might come in handy here. Oh wow, Magneton. Oh my god. I think I'm sturdy with a Magneton and it just... Wow. Okay. That's an issue. That was a resistant move as well. Ooh. No thanks. At least the Aromatisse goes down. Mashana will come down as well, but Jesus. Okay, here's got Fairy in the back. I wish I had protected this Magneton now, but I do not. Does he go for the following here? Like, I suppose he might want to protect his mom, but like he either has to go for the Mashana here, or he has to go for the Magneton. Like, either one is going to die. You can't go for both because Sludge Wave won't kill both. Okay, he goes for the Magneton, hoping to not KO, so that the Fairy doesn't die. Okay. Fair enough. Glad I got Trickling up there. My mons are not in the best of positions here. Nita can outspeed the Salazzle. I've let Salazzle live a little bit too long. Let's go for an Expanding Force. I think I've got Psychic Terrain up. Yeah, okay. I don't know what this Clefairy wants to do, but I'm going to go for a double Dual Wing Beat or something just to protect it. Because I don't know what he's got in the back here. He might try something, which is going to be really annoying. I imagine that, yeah, Clefairy protects here, which is what I thought it would do, to be honest. But Mashana gets the Expanded Force off, KOs the Salazzle, and then it all comes down to whatever he's brought in the back. Like, if he's brought Landorus in the back, at least it can't max and I outspeed on the Trickling with both names, but yeah, this Clefairy is a little bit of an issue here. Kind of wish that Magneton hadn't died now. Ooh, Suicune. Okay. He's gonna try. He's just gonna protect this Suicune here, isn't he? Like, I don't think there's much I can really do to it. Dragonite's probably gonna go down here. I'm going to protect, just in case. I think Expanded Force does a bit of damage. I expect him to Ice Beam the Dragonite. I think he can take the Mashana. Oh wow. Oh wow, that did a lot more damage than I expected it to do. Oh, Mashana living like a champ. Okay, I think an Expanding Force. And I suppose I can Earthquake, but if he doesn't target that, I don't really want to get anything. He called my Protect though, so that was pretty well played there. I don't know. He might just be able to take this. Depends on what he does here. Will Expanded Force KO this Suicune? Ah, okay, it does. Critical. Okay. What was really good there was that that first Expanded Force didn't trigger the Suicune Berry. It was so close to triggering, and if it had, then I was in a bit of a situation. Because I think he would have KO'd both Mons there. But yeah, it shows off some of the tech. That definitely was a little bit lucky. I was lucky that he did the knockoff onto the Mashana. I don't know if that was a misplay on him. I'll speak to him later. Definitely helped me there. But he's still inexperienced, and honestly, bringing a weakness policy Aromatisse. I knew Aromatisse was going to be coming, making an appearance. He said he was going to be bringing the Aromatisse. I helped him get the Mons he needed into the game, but he made the teams himself. He made the Mons himself, and that was a nice little surprise, I suppose. It's scary though. Jesus, being on the receiving end of that Aromatisse was not something I wanted to ever find myself doing. It did work, and he just completely one-shot my Shiftry with that Sludge Wave off the Salazzle, I was expecting to be able to at least live something there, and maybe like he would fake out the Mashana and I could surprise him that way, but he surprised me, and then I think I kind of only won that set off a few of his misplays. I think from this it showed me that if that match had actually gone to play with the United Umbreons, if the match had actually been played, I genuinely think he would have taken the games based on that interactions. Like this, this is a set that I specifically prepped ready for him, and I only just won the two matches against my brother, who was non-specific prep, just a bit of memes and a bit of fun. So yeah, I think if it was in-depth prep, I don't think I would have managed to take the win off Umbreon. Um, but anyway, I hope some of you guys enjoyed some of the tech that was running there. It's just meant as a little bit of a fun video, um, nothing too serious, uh, and just for me to practice some of my live commentary of what's going on and what's happening. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know my brother will be a little bit annoyed that the weakness policy of Aromatisse didn't work. Well, it nearly did, nearly did. He misplayed. He definitely misplayed. Um, I've definitely got to be a little bit more aware when it comes to some of my prep. Like, that team really did work against me, and obviously it's all good and well to have some of these fun strats, but if I'd brought Sucker Punch on the Shift Tree instead of like that Fling Piappa Berry type thing, then I may have been able to have got that weakness policy off sooner, would have been able to have done more damage, and I wouldn't have had to have relied on him making a mistake to activate the weakness policy. Um, so I think that's some stuff I've got to take into consideration a little bit more when I do my prep. So we'll see. Well, anyway, for now, hopefully I'll get another video out soon on the mismatch in the UGA, where I've got another fun little piece of tech there. So involving my Drampa. So I know Drampa didn't get any shining this in this match, but I've got a nice match with Drampa all ready to play. So I'll probably play another match with my brother soon and show off that team as well. Anyways, thanks guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of different style of Draft League content. And I will see you next time. Peace.